Very sad.
I'm fine.
What's this guy's name? This guy that came yesterday.
Who is that?
That's boxer.
Eh?
Nigerian boxer. Adesanya, Rabi. Israel Adesanya.
No, a Nigerian boxer came yesterday.
The guy that came to my dad. Saw
Oh, UFC. It's not a boxer.
UFC.
Don't
Yes,
give
I'm
them
sorry.
props.
Did I say box?
It's Kamaru.
Good morning to all lovers of UFC and all lovers of Serie A and all lovers of UEFA 2020. Sorry, Euro 2020. Welcome to the Locker Room 981. It's a segment of Smith's Breakfast where we discuss sports. And Tega is here and she's ready. Tega, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good
How's your
morning.
weekend?
Very well.
Was it
thank you.
great?
Yes, it was.
I was asking you. I was asking people that are listening.
Ah, right.
If it was great, just send a hi to us via WhatsApp.
Send it to WhatsApp 0809 444 That's our number on WhatsApp for messages 0809 444 0981. You can also send through Twitter at Smooth981FM. Hashtag is LockerRoom981. YouTube was streaming live. Just type Smooth FM Lagos and subscribe. Let's start. Now, Portugal and Nigeria played to a wild 3-3 draw in the second match of the 2021 WNT Summer Series as the Super Falcons battled from twice two-goal deficits to equalize in the winning seconds. Now, the match featured Portugal scoring twice inside the first 34 minutes, Nigeria pulling a goal back just before halftime, Portugal once again going up by 2 goals early in the second half, and then Nigeria fighting back for 2 more goals. Must have been really interesting.
It was up and down all over the place. So Nigeria had played the first match against Jamaica and lost. And this is what I say about the women's team. They look so good. We have the talent, but oftentimes we just go on the world stage and collapse. And for me, I know that women's teams around the world have been building and be growing, but for Nigeria to lose to Jamaica, I don't care whether you tell me that the trip was tedious, logistics was a little here and there, and then the players had to come together eventually and get to America. I don't care that you tell me that some one or two players were missing, but Nigeria losing to Jamaica, unforgivable. But they lost their first game by 1-0. And this was the opportunity to bounce back against Portugal. Portugal had also played against the US and lost. But that's the US women's national team. You should lose against the US women's national team. That's the best women's team in the world. So trust me.
If not, they'll test you.
You know, it's not. If you draw against them, that's a good accomplishment. I expect the women's national team to beat any team. Yes, including Japan. I say it every day of the week and twice on Sunday. They're that good. So for Portugal to lose by a lone goal against them, understandable. So when Nigeria sets up against Portugal, I knew it was going to be tough, and then it made matters even worse when they lost. They were trailing by 2 goals, but they fought back. They came into the game. I think they scored the equalizing goal in the 88th minute or 89th minute. So great fight from them, but I just want to see a more creative side, a side that creates chances and finishes the chances. They don't have to wait to be on the back foot. Defensively, when it comes to Nigeria's national teams, I'm not very hopeful, Whether it's the men's team or the women's team, their defense is always questionable. But shipping in the number of goals they did and then not doing very well going offensively, not enough creative chances, not enough created chances, for me was a little questionable. But they fought back, they got back into the game. So that fighting spirit for me was great news. And I hope as the tournament goes, it just gets the team a little closer. And that's what you want to see. If these girls play a little more together, a little often enough, then the communication and the chemistry will get better. But good work for the Falcons. They got their draw.
They made Tega happy.
No, they just got their draw. I'm not
happy. But you're impressed with them, aren't you? They fought. Would you say Portugal is the next best team to US?
Of course not. That's my point. Okay. Of course not. So that's why I'm not impressed.
Yes.
But their fighting, like I would say, their fighting spirit was good. and they got back into the game. For me, that's important. For you to be able to fight back and get back into the game, that's important. I just want to say a little more. Sorry, a
All
lot
right.
more.
Okay. All right. You need to try harder. The Phoenix Suns roared into the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 11 years Sunday night with a testy 125 to 118 victory over Denver that completed a four-game sweep. Chris Paul scored 37 points and Devin Booker added 34 in a physical game marred by MVP Nikola Jovic's ejection from a flagrant foul in the third quarter. Jovic was tossed with 3 minute 52 seconds left in his third quarter, and his Nuggets trailing a 376 after his hard right windmill swipe sent the ball flying, but also caught Cameron Payne in the face. Jovic said he meant only to commit a hard foul on Payne. In his words, I didn't want to injure him or hit him in the head on purpose.
Okay, I would say this for the NBA. I've said it before. It's not today. I've said it. The NBA is getting too soft. I'm sorry. That wasn't a flagrant two. I've seen fouls in this series, not this in the NBA playoffs so far, that I thought were flagrant two, and it wasn't given. This one was clearly he definitely wanted to foul him, hard. But so I think what exaggerated the effect was size difference. So Cameron is me, not literally 5'3", but he's my size. And then um Nikola Jokic is CC
Hmm.
plus 2 inches. So imagine Mr. C trying to swipe the ball from me from behind.
He will foul you.
There's no way he's not going to foul me,
Yeah.
and it will look worse because of the size difference.
Of
So,
course.
so that for me, that was the issue. I thought it was a foul. I thought it was not a flagrant two, though. But again, there were too many reactions. It was the way Devin Booker jumped in and wanted to fight. I was like, so if we leave Nikola Jokic and you on the in the ring, you think you will beat Nikola Jokic on any day? It's not possible. But he jumped into put the fight. Then he started talking to the referee and all of. I was like, this is just too much for something that was not a big issue already for a game that you guys were already winning. It was just too
It's
much
basketball. It's
drama.
bound to be
And then
physical.
then they injected. I was just like I saw the Detroit Pistons play when they won the championship in 89 and 90. Is this people are calling this thing foul? This was warm up. This was warm up for Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls. I mean, it's just
I know.
NBA is getting soft. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can tell. You can't even sell it to me. But good news for the Phoenix Suns. They've had an amazing run so far, and this is Devin Booker's first time in the NBA playoffs, and he's already into the finals of the Western Conference with his team, and it was a sweep with the Denver Nuggets. Now, for with the Denver Nuggets, a lot of things went awry for them. They weren't. They didn't make this a competition because of their injuries, and that was the problem. When you're Denver Nuggets without Jamal Murray, it's like LA Lakers without LeBron. So there's a struggle.
Mhm.
Already they were missing a key player, and then Nikola Jokic was walking on one foot. So it was a hard one for him. He played 72 games in the a regular season, and then coming to the playoffs not fully fit. He was the MVP of the regular season, but not fully fit in the playoffs without his sidekick. Already was going to be a tough hill climb for them with the complete team, but without the complete team, it was going to be a beatdown, and that's exactly what it was. So the Nuggets have rightfully been swept by the Phoenix Suns, who are flaming right now, and they're all the way in through to the finals. So congratulations to them. On the other hand, Milwaukee Bucks are back. Yeah, they were 2 games down, and they are 2 games back. So Chris Paul, Chris Middleton and Antetokounmpo. Shout out to you guys. You guys have done a great job. Unfortunately for Brooklyn Nets, though, they're struggling. So Jeff Green comes back into the series for his first game from injury. And as he comes back in, Kyrie Irving picks up an ankle injury in that game. So the last we heard, they said he was going to go for a scan. I think it was today. And then they will let us know whether he'll be able to play for the rest of the series. But what it was is that he picked up an ankle injury. And so it was only Kevin Durant that was playing for them of the stars that they had. Harden out with the hamstring, Irving out with the ankle injury. Blake Griffin is a star, but he's not. at that level yet.
Say
Well,
again?
he's not at that level now. Let me
Yeah.
not say yet. He's
Yeah.
not at that level now. And so, as big as he is, um, what made Brooklyn so um dominant, and what made them look invincible was the fact that they had Harden, Irving, Durant, Jeff Green, and Blake Griffin.
Wow, that's a
But
pack.
yeah, but that's a pack exactly. But without Harden, without Irving, it's a bit tricky. Durant has to score 50 a game to keep up if Chris Middleton and Antetokounmpo are doing their job. So I mean, with that injury, Bucks came back into the series. So congratulations to the Bucks. They're back in it. I can't wait to see how this plays out. But this was good.
Talking about a really good game that you love to see every single time. Now, Novak Djokovic says everything is possible as he targets a Golden Grand Slam in 2021 after winning the French Open for the second time. In his words, Tsitsipas expressed this in Paris. I've put myself in a good position to go for the Grand Slam Golden Slam, said Djokovic, who won his 19th major by beating Stefanos Tsitsipas in Paris. Actually, that's Djokovic's words. He says everything's possible. I've achieved some things that a lot of people thought it would not be possible for me to achieve. It is heartbreaking. Barty was quoted as saying, "It's a miracle I got past the first round." It's not related, but yeah, everything's possible. Let's take that with you.
Okay, so here is the huge deal um for Novak Djokovic. The first history making feat was that he has won all the Grand Slams at least twice. So congratulations to him on that. But he's now aiming for the Golden Slam. That's holding all major titles at the same time in one season. So he's already won the Australian Open. He's now won the French Open. So Wimbledon is at the end of June, and then there is the US Open. So he's hoping to win all. Fantastic feat from him, defeating Rafa Nadal. Well, I'd said it before the Open, before the French Open, that Rafa Nadal had not been looking invincible on clay like he would in previous years. So I anticipated a different winner. That was for me. I said it was going to be. It seemed like there was going to be a new winner. But the way he was beaten by Novak Djokovic, it was a class act. But coming to the finals, again, Stefanos Tsitsipas, and I've said this about the younger players, the mental strength needed to completely dominate is missing, and that's why they're losing it. They're not beaten in physically. They're not being beaten when it comes to talent. It is in the head. When it comes to their focus and their mental strength, that's where I think they're losing it. And so you see in the semifinals with Sasha Zverev against Tsitsipas, and Sasha Zverev misses 1 or 2 points back to back, and it's in his head. Oh, I should have sliced that. I shouldn't have hit that. I should have hit that across. I shouldn't have tried to go straight down. Like, you can see him rewalking the point, and it's already gone. Forget it. Get some amnesia, move on and play. And that's where the struggle is. So Tsitsipas gets into this match, and you know you're playing against Novak Djokovic. First of all, you know you're going to play for 4 hours. Secondly, you know that if it goes to 5 sets, it's most likely Djokovic is going to win it. Third, everybody knows Djokovic can have a major injury and condition his mind to not remember the injury. That's how it is. He can tear a muscle. He can have a cracked rib. He will play through it, and you will not know.
How are you gonna win that kind of person?
How you going? So you know that to beat that kind of person is not physical. To
Mhm.
beat that kind of person is not talent, because he's not the most talented player on the circuit, which is why most of his tennis matches are quite boring. But it is a mindset, and so Tsitsipas, you've won the first 2 sets. You should know that third set is where you die. That's the hill you die on. And he didn't. He let Djokovic back in the third set and in the fourth set, and then he was trying to battle for the fifth. And by that time, the match was pretty much gone. So congratulations to Novak Djokovic. Absolutely amazing feat. The thing about Djokovic, like I said, if you watch his tennis, it's not so brilliant. But if you look at his stats, that's where you see how ridiculous his job has been. He has done one of the most fantastic jobs on the circuit. So congratulations to him. I think, yes, that Wimbledon is not out of reach, and the Golden Slam is not out of reach. So he can push as much as he wants. What he's done right now is that he's laid the gauntlet and said, if you can, beat me.
Mhm.
So if you can, beat
Let's go.
him. If you cannot, He's
Yes.
gonna do it.
This is the king. Stay with us here on Smooth 98.1.
Scroll up. Let me see this. No, no, sorry, down. Oh, I didn't take this account. So, give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes. So you come back with Tope and then
Nobody
Jokovic.
is anything. Just say hi.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we told her to say hi.
All right. Cool.
Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, yesterday. So we had a reunion. Secondary school. So my classes I haven't seen for when did I graduate? It's almost 25 years. I don't take for this planet.
Let's go.
Oh, we're back?
Yes.
My name is Olive Emody. Oh yeah, actor, MC, and all things media, and you're listening to the Smooth Track.
Thank you so much, Olive. That's right. You're listening to Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. The segment is called Locker Room 981. It's a part of Smooth Breakfast. I'm your host, Valentine Obu. Comment here, come to WhatsApp 0809 444 Hi, Tucker. Tucker said
Hiya.
hi, Tucker Supreme. And Tucker is your umpire here on the show. Now, good morning, Smooth FM is a message from Pius in Egbeda. It says, nice one for England for winning their first match in history in a competition like this. Thank God Ericsson is alive. I think he should be the player of the tournament. Pius from Egbeda, thank you so much. Actually, what he mentioned was what inspired me to put up a post on Instagram yesterday about CPR.
Yeah.
Uche says, Djokovic's mental strength is mind-blowing. Terrific player. You guys are doing an amazing job. Thank you so much, Uche.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to England. England
Oh,
boss.
did
You
we
don't-
skip? Did we skip Krejcikova?
No.
Okay, we
no,
skipped
have-
Krejcikova. We cannot skip
we did?
Krejcikova.
Okay,
So
talk about Krejcikova then.
Krejcikova won the women's French Open singles, and then on Saturday. Now you have to understand she's ranked in singles. She's ranked 85th in the world, so she's really down. But she's always been a double specialist. But she said she wants to try and be a single specialist, and she almost gave up 3 years ago on playing singles tennis.
Let's break it down. What does it mean?
Okay,
Double and single.
doubles is two people that play. Single is one. Nada.
That doubles and singles.
Yeah.
I see.
So she's been a double specialist, but she said she wants to be. I mean, you play tennis to be a single specialist anyway. So she said she wanted to do that, but she had been so frustrated 3 years ago, injuries, not getting so far in the tournament. She was just like, I want to give up. But she said let her just try and put with COVID now came, and during COVID she said, okay, the play field is leveled. Let's try again. And then she came back this tournament, and silently she wasn't even see if I dare anybody. Okay, I dare any major tennis commentator or analyst or sports analyst, including myself, to say that Krejcikova was on their list to win the French Open. Come out and break it.
Just so unexpected.
She was not there. She was not on the radar. You know, if you write the list, this is my first, second, third candidate. If you reach 10, her name will still not be there.
You naturally don't single out. Okay, if you look at the Jonas Brothers, for instance, let's use music as an analogy. You wouldn't single out one of the brothers to say, "Oh, this is the one that is going to do better than the others," until they release a single.
No. We don't see. She was not even in the Jonas Brothers. At least you mentioned Jonas Brothers. I mean, she was not on the list for the singles title. She won. She came and she won that, and then the next day she won the doubles.
For good measure.
For good measure, so that you know that it was not trick. Well, in the doubles, her team is ranked second. So they're ranked second, at least in this tournament. So she won the doubles. That one was expected because, like I said, double specialist. But singles, too short for her to do 2 trophies back to back. She can retire for the year.
I think that's one of the best ways to prove a point.
Yeah.
Honestly. Bash from Yaba says, Tiger is happy because villagers started the series of the team on PK, and it says, Haba, who knows Milwaukee Bucks? Even the name is a village name. That's why they have the forest animal as a logo. Wow.
Oh, Bash from Yaba.
Bash.
You need to
You just
know.
have to go by your name.
No, that's not even bashing. That's just not right.
Now, Mark Anthony from Ajengule says, I really appreciate you guys for keeping me tuned into your station. We appreciate you too for sending this message. Continues, the NFF are just running out football like nursery school children. He says, running our football, you meant to say. It's a much ado about nothing, is what I see them doing with the oldest football competition in Nigeria. All right. England boss Gareth Southgate says his side's opening European Championship win over Croatia will relieve some tension in his squad. His words here, here's how he expressed it. You know, if you don't win the first game, the pressure ramps up. We have two really difficult games left in this group, and we made a good step forward today. But there are important steps to go to qualify. I'm most pleased with his performance. Of course, the win is important. It was a big occasion, a sweltering hot day, and the players settled really quickly, used the ball well, and we limited Croatia to very few clear chances throughout the game.
Yeah, so it was a well played out game, but then again, you knew that when they took 10 defenders to the tournament, it was not going to be the most exciting of football. But they did start well. Phil Foden had that early chance that came off the post. It looked like they were going to create chance after chance with Sterling on the pitch, with Foden, with Kane. They just looked to be some players that will bring something, but again, I would say this: Croatia are not the most excitable team, and historically, Croatia will not create 20 chances. They will create five and they will score one. They had one or two of those chances that have chances that normally they could have converted, and one of them fell to Mandzukic. But maybe because of the season he had with his club, where he didn't play a lot of football, I think that also affected it. But England, clear winners, they dominated possession. Uh, they came into this game with a horrible history of having never won their first game. so there was a duck on the back, and they were playing at Wembley. It's kind of like the worst place to be playing a major tournament if you have pressure you playing at home. But they got a goal by Raheem Sterling, and let me tell you why I was so excited. I wasn't really happy. I didn't really care whether England won Croatia or not, but I was excited for Raheem Sterling because Raheem Sterling is a player for some reason when Raheem Sterling doesn't do well, it is not criticism he gets, it's abuse. That's how far they push it. And so for me, I feel for him a little. I used to be one of those that would slag on him. I'd be like, yeah, if it's Christmas party, we dance. But now that he's to score, he will score. But I've realized that his own gets a little more than just abuse. And I'm not talking of racial abuse now, because every black player kind of gets that. But Raheem Sterling's own, they will now remember that his father is from somewhere else, that what he did when he was younger. They remember all the crimes he's committed. So he gets a little more stick. So for me, I was really happy for him that he was the one that got the goal, and it was the only goal of the match. But good one for England. They've started on the right foot. Again, I'll say this thing about the Euros. Every time I watch Euros, I just feel bad for the AU, because the only reason why the Euros can take place in 11 cities in Europe is because of what the European Union has done to the economy of Europe.
Yeah.
African Union, what are we doing now? We can't even find where we host a tournament.
You called African Union, not Nigeria, yes?
African Union, because it's a collective thing. It's not just Nigeria.
Of course.
It's African Union needs to see for the Euros to hold in 11 cities. Do you know what is working? Their currency is working. Their immigration is working.
Yes.
Their flights is so everything, infrastructure, everything is working. Infrastructure, administratively, government wise, is not perfect.
And we all experience COVID.
Yeah, and we also, it's not perfect, but it's working. So for them, the logistic nightmare of holding a major tournament like this in 11 cities, it was supposed to be 13 cities actually, before two were removed, but it was supposed to be 13 cities, and they were going to do it to celebrate their 60th anniversary. They were going to do it.
And this is the same Europe that was hard hit.
Do you understand? I'm just so, when I'm watching them, you know, you're enjoying the football, you're enjoying the atmosphere with the fans, but you're also remembering where you are. And you're like, why can't we be? Let's go to the next story so we think on better times.
Yes. Flying fullback Denzel Dumfries scored a late winner to earn the Netherlands a 3-2 victory over Ukraine in a thrilling Group C opener of the European Championship on Sunday after the Dutch had thrown away a 2-goal lead.
Yes, huge one for the Dutch. They're back into contention after 7 years out of major international football. They're back in it, and you watch a team, exciting footballers. Here's the reason why I don't have them as one of my picks to win the Euros, because they have excitable players. Yes, it's great, but they do not have a great coach, number one. So for me, Frank de Boer is their weak link, number one. And they don't play pragmatic football, so they are an exciting young talent, and they go out and they're enjoying their football and they're exciting the fans, but they are not playing to win the tournament. They're playing to win their match in good style, which is why they were able to let Ukraine to come back into the game. Now, Ukraine, I know some people say, but it's Ukraine. I understand. Ukraine were unbeaten in 6 games in the run up to this particular game, and Shevchenko has done well with the team. So they're not a bad team, and they have some great players. I mean, think about the fantastic goal Yarmolenko scored yesterday. That one you can't contest with it. But look at the Dutch defensively for the second goal. Even the first goal, Yarmolenko had front row seats to the goalkeeper. There was nobody standing in front of him. He stood, he carried the ball, looked up, and there was open space in front of him. So he took a shot.
He didn't see the whites of the goalkeeper's eyes,
I'm telling you, you could see the color of his eyes. so defensively, they are not set up well, which is why I don't think that the judge. They're not one of my favorites to win this tournament. If they do, congratulations to them. But they are not one of my favorites because of their coach and because of the kind of football they play. But it's exciting football, and that's what we look forward to.
Now, world champions France opened their Euro 2020 campaign on Tuesday against an embattled Germany team, eager to rediscover their best form in the first clash of two traditional European heavyweights in this year's tournament.
Yes, what a way to start your tournament. I mean, Germany is struggling. You know, it's like your tire needs to be inflated, and they're not telling you to come and race. That's what is happening to them. So they're just trying to find their form and their fitness. And then they gave them world champions to face on their first match.
Wow, we're not ready.
We don't want. Can we come back next year? But it's going to be a huge one with France against Germany. And that's where I would say, regardless of the form that Germany is in, you will still see some of the best of European football. You saw a bit of it yesterday in the Dutch match, but you will see it France against Germany. That's a huge clash. I would say my favorite to win that one would be the French. But again, I still question the French a little bit but with leadership on the pitch, because they have a good coach, but on the pitch they have so many excitable young talent. No real leader. I don't think Varane can lead from the back. I don't think Hugo Lloris is somebody that's a vocal. What they need is a Patrick Vieira. Let me just put it that way, a commander, and they don't have that. And that is where the problem may come in with the French team. But however, they're able to navigate and win the World Cup, so they could navigate and win this one. So yes, they're one of my favorites in this tournament to win this. My most favorite, of course, is Portugal, who are defending champions. But I think also the French are one of the favorites to win this. So let's see what you have to say.
Yes, please. Very quickly, let's touch this on the story before we take the messages. Now, Denmark's Euro 2020 match against Finland should not have restarted after midfielder Christian Eriksen collapsed mid-game, according to the coach, Kasper. He says, no, we should not have played. He was quoted as saying this yesterday. Says players have different reactions to shocks and trauma, but we'll try to get back to normal as much as possible.
Yes, it was a really huge one. When Eriksen looked normal. It looked like he was walking to go and take a corner kick. Next thing, he was on the ground. And so the good news for him, it wasn't. I mean, they used the defibrillator once and he was back up. But they said for a minute it looked like he was gone. So huge one for again the medical staff on ground. But first of all, the referee that stopped the match immediately, the teammates that called the attention, then the teammates that protected him from, so that we don't get to see those pictures. Yeah, yes. Because when you fall, because sometimes that image is the one that is lasting in your mind, and so they formed a ring around him, protected him. It was.
And also kudos to the people who televised that experience, because they cut to an aerial view immediately.
They have to. Sometimes pictures are a bit damaging, even with major injuries. They've even said it with production. Now, some people were still criticizing them for showing the picture a little bit, and I say you don't completely take out the picture, you just censor it. So it was you need to censor it. You need to show it, because just censor it, but don't show everything. So that's what production has to do, not for content. But also because you forget that these players have families at home that are watching. They can't call the player, he's on the floor. They can't call, exactly. They can't call everybody on. But so you censor it, but don't completely cut off, so that it doesn't look like you're uncaring. But great one for him. I'm so glad Eriksen is back. I'm glad he's back on his feet. I know he's not going to feature in this tournament again, but the fact that he's back, he's alive, number one, is good. And hopefully he can continue doing what he loves, which is football.
I like the aspects, the technical aspects, and
Yeah.
emotional aspects to all
Yeah.
these things. It's really important. And also shout out to Twitter. Twitter actually blocked search results
Yeah.
of his name
Yeah.
while that happened,
Yeah.
just to protect his mental health. Mekon Elum, thanks for your message. It says from Amor, England shouldn't get over their heads after their win against Croatia. Croatians were quite poor. If they play those same tactics against teams like Belgium and France, they should expect a thrashing. Quickest recovery to Christian Eriksen. I'll just advise him to retire at this point.
Please, Emeka, don't be telling people what to do with their lives.
My Shadari says, shout out to you guys. I like the fact that Box has evened out the series. The disrespect Giannis was getting after the second game was over the top.
You know.
He says Sons look very dangerous. Booker can be overtly aggressive sometimes. Congratulations, Djokovic. Super Falcons always so flatter to deceive on the global stage. Stylebender did the Lord's work too.
Yeah,
That's right.
Israel Adesanya won his fight.
Shout out to him. He said the Europa is heating up, and Eriksen's incident was my moment over the weekend. Thank you, Maiwa. Ridwan says, congratulations to Krejcikova and Djokovic. Even though I badly wanted Tsitsipas to win his maiden Grand Slam, Djokovic showed experience and maturity in coming back from behind to win. What a lively game in Amsterdam last night. End-to-end stuff. This England squad is going nowhere. Last, now quarterfinals. Now, gotta go.
Read one, go home.
Thank you. Larry from the abroad said, we were missed last week. Can you believe we never discussed Baku Grand Prix and all its drama?
What?
My goodness. Oh, well. Hats off to the Danish team for coming back to the pitch after such a horrifying experience, and glad to see Eriksen on the mend. And Biggie from K2 says, Stega, don't worry, URL will look into your demands. We'll get there. We'll be hosting Afro 2020 URL. Stop with the jokes. Uche says, I think Frank can go all the way. And
France,
rather, can go all the way and win the Euro 2020.
Yeah.
I said Frank, all the Frank, everybody named Frank. Shout out to you. Special thanks to Tega Supreme. That's her handle. Please, let's continue the conversation with the hashtag LockerRoom981 and follow her work with the ladies in sports at LIS International. Good morning.
Bye-bye. See y'all.
Thanks for watching.
We'll take Euro predictions next week.
Yeah.
Mention it. So.
Yeah.